You know, you started off your football career with the Belfast Trojans to the NFL Academy, and then now this past season, Boise State in Idaho.
My original dream, playing soccer, but kept getting red cards. We'll go do our own personal training right before gym sessions, and then later on in the day, 7 o'clock, we'll go again, training again. We were training about 2-3 times a day because we just had in our head that we had to go Division 1.
Why did you choose Boise?
I looked at my brother. And my brother, the first thing he said was, "If you don't come here, I'm gonna kill you." I remember turning around and just seeing so much people running onto the field. Like, so much people running into the field. And I think security tried to hold some of them back, but then security later gave up.
That first snap on the field in actual gameplay in a D1 college, did you have any nerves? Welcome to another edition of Trojan Talk. My name's Stephen Boucher. I'm a commentator and writer for the Belfast Trojans. And tonight I'm delighted to be joined from Pro Football Ireland by Michael McQuaid. Michael, how you doing?
How's it going, Stephen? Very happy to be here. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
But Michael, I hope you don't mind me saying the guest of honour tonight is none other than Lopez Sanusi, former Belfast Trojan himself. It's the biggest claim to fame, right? You played for the Trojans.
It's amazing. It's amazing just being back home.
Yeah.
It's amazing being back home.
Welcome back to Darramore Park. I'm sure
This is where it's all started.
Yeah.
That's where it's all started, right here.
Old grounds, you know, familiar. Nothing's changed really, although there's rugby posts in at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Hassan did get a little bit more skinnier, so that's changed a little bit.
Fair enough. O lineman Hassan Jafar for the Trojans. Maybe putting the work in the off season, you know.
Putting the work in.
So yeah, Lopez, thanks for joining us on Trojan Talk. It's great to have you here, and you know, you've had a busy couple of days. You've just flown back all the way from Idaho, back into Dublin. I know you've been around the country, and thanks so much for stopping in with us tonight. It's just great to kind of get a catch up with you because, as we said, you know, you started off your football career with the Belfast Trojans, but from there, it's been what a story. You know, you've gone on to the NFL Academy, and then now this past season, Boise State in Idaho. How did you find your first year there? Well, it's not even a year yet, really, maybe, because, you know, the season's just over.
It's actually just exactly a year.
Okay, cool.
Just exactly a year. It's been amazing. You know, it's not more or less than a blessing. A whole year in Boise State, that's a dream. And then obviously we made it to the college football playoffs, which was another chapter crossed off my list. And then also we had a Heisman winning guy on our team, Aston Genty. So it was amazing 1 year, a whole experience that I needed. But now it's back into the work, back into the off season, grinding, figure out the mistakes that were made last year and getting better this year.
It's funny you mentioned about Genty there. It was just ironic, I thought, in the 1 year that you obviously commit to Boise State, that I think for a lot of people over here, you know, especially trying to understand the college game more, Boise State had a hell of a year. I remember speaking to you whenever you committed and seeing your face so excited. Did the year just fly in for you?
The year just flew in. Like, even as soon as I got there, we had winter workouts. I remember we had winter workouts. We were rolling in the snow, going from field training straight into the gym. Mind you, I'm just coming from Ireland, so I didn't really know this is how it gets. But obviously, nevertheless, I was still prepared for it. And then obviously getting there, shout out to my coaches as well too. They really put me through it, you know, and are making me better.
I want to take it back a little bit, so we'll rewind back because obviously we will get to Boise State and that experience. But you know, you grew up, you were born in Dublin, I think, wasn't it Dublin? But then you've lived in a couple of places, Ireland, USA, Nigeria. You ended up in Belfast. How did you end up giving American football a go?
I'll be honest with you. I initially wanted to play what you guys call the real football, soccer. That was my original dream, playing soccer, but kept getting red cards, so it just wasn't working out. So I really just searched up on Google. At the time, I was still living in Belfast. I just searched up like American football near me, and then the first thing that came up was the Trojans. And I remember I can't remember who I sent the email out to. I think it was probably Hassan or Mark. I can't remember who the email out. I just sent out emails like, how can I sign up? How can I do this? How can I do that? And they told me, oh, we have a youth training or whatever going on the next Saturday. I think I even had work that day. I had to cancel work and like, yo, I need to go. I have to do this. So I went for the training. I actually figured out that I like this, you know. And initially, I wanted to play running back. I wanted to score touchdowns, but I had other routes, other ways out, which was I ended up playing D end. And that helped a lot too. Changing positions, I felt like I'm more better in defensive than I am as a running back.
Did it take you long to maybe transition from that running back position to defense, or was it quite quick whenever you started training here?
No, I think it was quick. I think I changed as soon as I became a defensive end. It was even in the middle of a game. I think we were playing the Panthers. I think we were playing them, South Dublin Panthers. I think we were playing them. I can't remember who we were playing, but it was literally in the middle of a game. The coach just told me, look, I think 2 of our DNs got injured that game, and they were like, look, we're gonna put you in, just rush. We don't know. Just rush. And I think I even ended up having a sack, and I think I ended up being defensive MVP that game. And that was my first time ever playing defensive end.
And was that in the youth setup, or was that in the senior side?
That was in the senior side.
Okay, yeah. Because, I think you spent a little bit of time in the youth setup, but it wasn't that long until you were playing senior football here in Ireland in the AFI. And, as you say, you took to it like a duck to water. You got a couple of MVPs. Is there anything about the Trojans that just stands out in your memory about that first couple of years?
The first couple of years that I was here was basically just a year. Really, it was just the brotherhood that was here. Everyone just taking care of each other, looking after each other. Because I remember I used to probably lived like 20 minutes away from here. And every time I always had a ride here and a ride back home. So I felt like that really stood out to me. And even after, once I went to the NFL Academy, even till now, even at Boise State, the Trojans are always showing love, always supporting me. And it's good knowing that, obviously, I still have a team back in Ireland supporting me to this day.
I think it's really good as well, because I think it was a game against the Rebels last summer. I think you were here with your friends and family. And do you find that, it's just so easy to come back? You feel like you're coming home again?
Literally, as soon as I know I'm back home, I just shoot them a text and be like, yo, I plan on coming back, plan on seeing you guys. And first answers, they'd be like, come on, let's do it. Come back. No hesitation, no need for me, and it's nothing. They just tell you, let's get to it.
Yeah, college football in America is so well known for its pomp and tradition, but there's nothing like a game day at Darramore Park. It's right up there.
It's one of one.
Yeah, definitely, it's the best in Ireland. And we can say that.
Bouncy castles and all.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. Did you have a go on the bouncy castle that day when you were back in town?
I'm gonna get on it next time. I'm gonna get I know my nephew loved it.
Awesome, yeah, and that's what. One of the best things about game days at Trojans, it is that family atmosphere, and you can bring your family, like your nephew and stuff. That's class. And I know the Trojans gave you your jersey from your playing days here to take away with you over to the States. So, a good gift and a memory of just where it all started. But yeah, Trojans went well, and that took you to the NFL Academy. What was that experience like?
That was a whole different experience on its own. Because initially I went there, I only had 1 year to be there, and obviously they let me know like since I got there, like, yo, you have a year, and you have a year to get the Division 1 scholarships. So literally I just went in there like knowing it's a bad mentality, but I went into there thinking like it's D1 or bust. So literally I'll always wake up. I think we started training like 6:30, so I was up at like 5:30. Me and my guy Timmy, we're both of us. He's at Northwestern right now, but me and him both used to wake up real early, 5:30. We'll go do our own personal training right before gym sessions, and then later on in the day, 7 o'clock, we'll go again, training again. We were training about 2-3 times a day, because we just had in our head that we had to go Division 1. And I feel like NFL Academy was a major platform to be able to go through them and then go to a Division 1 program. I feel like they are in terms of trying to get into a Division 1 program, they're one of the best, and not one of the best. They are the best in Europe. And
you were in England. It was in London, was it?
It was in Loughborough.
Don't know my English geography very well.
I feel like it's 2 hours north of London. Am I
it's
wrong?
right beside. It's like right beside Leicester.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still
start
terrible.
plotting the map right now.
Yeah, still terrible with English geography.
It's funny because like it's from when you've been there even to now, it's still evolving at such a positive pace as well. You've went from playing in Darramore Park. Did you have the opportunity to play in Tottenham at the time, or was it COVID as well there?
Did I play in Tottenham? I don't think I did play in Tottenham. No, yeah. I didn't get the chance to play in Tottenham.
Even at that, there were so many different games. You were like playing teams in Germany as well, and I want to get the correct name, like IMG Academy and stuff.
Yeah, sorry, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Apologies. How was that jump up for you? Because like suddenly you're going from doing this and then full time job at the gym twice a day. Like that's a serious jump.
Even as soon as I got there, I think our first game was against IMG, and that's the one we lost. It was a major jump. Like, it was a real jump because now I'm actually playing competition. It's not, obviously, I won't say it's not the level of a Division One competition, but at that time, at that age when I was 18, 19, I'm playing guys also my age, so it was competition. Especially when we played IMG, that was serious. That one was serious.
Yeah, IMG, one of the best high school programs, or at least at that age group in America, and you go from playing, no offense to anybody in Ireland, but essentially amateur players who some of them are in their 30s, maybe touching 40s, and as you say, going to playing those young guys who've been playing American football for a long time, and especially IMG Academy, they're top of the top at that level. But I checked this earlier. I remember hearing this from a stat before. Apparently 3% of high school players in America will go to D1. 3%. And you got in there through the NFL Academy. That was essentially your high school program. But, that's just such an achievement. It's unbelievable, especially coming from Ireland. What age were you when you first played, when you came to the Trojans?
I came to the Trojans at, I think I was 18.
So, yeah. Taking it up relatively late compared to some of your, compatriots right now playing college football. So that's just an unbelievable achievement, and it's amazing to see. So you're playing NFL Academy. You're looking for those scholarships. You had interest, I think, from maybe Georgia State, Buffalo, but Boise State. Why did you choose Boise?
That's a good question. I remember when I was taking different visits. I went to Georgia State. Buffalo wanted me to come out to their visit. So I remember when I went to Boise State's visit. Initially, at the time, I wasn't really. First of all, I'll be honest. As soon as I got to Boise State, they were the only team that actually, as soon as I got into the facility, they had all the coaching staff there, cheering me, clapping me on. And I first saw them, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't get this at other schools, but let me see what else they have to say. But really, the main thing that made me choose Boise State was as soon as I watched that game, and I saw one side screaming Boise, the other side screaming State. As soon as I saw that, I looked at my brother, and my brother, the first thing he said was, "If you don't come here, I'm gonna kill you."
So he's to blame.
So as soon as we saw that, we were like, "Yeah, this is the place." And then also just knowing how much, even pregame, knowing just the fans. Just the community telling me that, if you come here, just let us know. I know you don't have home cooked meals. You can come to our house. We'll cook meals for you. And then obviously being at Boise State now, and I'm seeing how much the community cares for the football players. So that's probably the main reason why I chose it, because of community and the coaching staff too.
It's I guess for anybody that's maybe watching or listening to this that might not watch college football too much and more into the NFL, watch college football for a start, but. Boise State, the thing they're really famous for is the blue turf, and I remember seeing it for the first time. It might have been on an old college game years ago, and what the hell's going on here? What's that like playing on for a start? Like it just, when I watched it on TV, I don't know if it's my contact lenses, I'm like, this is just, it's something else, but it's different, and it stands out as well.
I feel like, because when when Boise State firstly hit me up, I didn't even know where they were. I didn't have no clue on what they were. My brother's the one that did. He even knows more about the team till now than me. He did all the research. He's the one that figured out it's a blue turf, this, that. But in terms of playing on it, it's different. It is different. I feel like once you're playing on that blue turf, you just get superpowers. I don't know what it is, but it's different. It's not like it's. There is a myth that you hurt your eyes, all of that. I don't really think it does that. Maybe just because we practice on it all the time, but I just feel like especially if you saw it this year, we were undefeated at home. So I feel like. When you touch that blue turf, we just get superpowers, and it's just different.
What was that like, that last game when you sealed the undefeated home season? I'm sure you're saying about the fans chanting Boise State, but the must have been loud in there that night.
That night when we played UNLV, that was a different night, especially leading on to the game, on how much people didn't want us to win, and how much how much we get doubted out, going into that game. Obviously, UNLV saying that we beat them by luck in prior games, so they had to come to the blue and just see us again. So I feel like playing them again in that final game and securing the Mountain West Championship and also being undefeated at home was a whole different vibe. I mean, even the fans went crazy. They took down the goalpost.
Rushed the field.
Yeah. That night was a night to remember. It was a night to remember.
Were you on anybody's shoulders?
I don't even remember. That's the thing. It was a night to remember, but I don't remember a lot of things that happened because I remember turning around and just seeing so much people running onto the field. Like, so much people running into the field. And I think security tried to hold some of them back, but then security later gave up, and that was a good night.
That's like the pinnacle of college football. Mm-hmm. As you say, if you don't watch college football or
onto it,
get the field, rushing the field, stealing the goalposts, that's just like what they try to do, especially if the team's having a good year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, as you say, you win the Mountain West, you go to the college football playoff. Like, I don't know if anybody predicted that Boise State would be there at the start of the year. I know it's an expanded college playoff this year, with 12 teams getting entry, but the atmosphere, I just think for your first year in college football, the atmosphere in that place just must have been amazing.
The atmosphere was crazy, even from when we firstly when we landed. As soon as we landed, they had Boise State fans and Fiesta fans and everyone just outside of our plane just cheering us on. And then obviously at the game, like, I didn't even think it was going to be that. I didn't think it was going to be like that. Obviously Penn State had their side and then Boise State had their side, and it was really hectic. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that active, but it was.
Yeah, the Fiesta Bowl it was then, so it was a quarterfinal. It was the Fiesta Bowl, which is a historic bowl. You know, it's right up there in terms of some of the most prestigious bowls. Yeah, I'm over explaining college football. Like, with the bowl games, there's all these bowl games. You know, NFL has the Super Bowl, but college has loads of different bowl games that winning teams can qualify for, and Fiesta Bowl is a prestigious one.
And knowing even before going into that game, Boise State were 3-0 in that Fiesta Bowl. So yeah, it's a historic bowl, and that's not the last time you're going to see us there.
And it's one thing, and I agree with you. I think sometimes people say historic or like legendary too easily, but it was historic. Like, we're at the time of recording, we're about, well, actually the two bowl semi-finals are actually this week, and then the finals next week. But to watch that on New Year's Eve and to see the fans, it almost annoyed me a little bit because I was watching guys on ESPN talking about, well, you know, were the seasons correct? The seasons were correct for a reason. The season that Boise State had was just unbelievable. But I found, and don't get me wrong, some of the games are very late at night, but when I turned it on TV, the momentum on both sides of the ball, you could almost feel it thousands of miles away over here. What was that like? Because you mentioned the Sean Janty there, because I think for a lot of people, including me, you know, the Heisman could have been a flip-up between anybody this year, but even at that, not taken away from the guy, the team was so bought in all year. And for you sitting now, like in January, you must be itching to get back out there again in August.
I cannot wait. Like, even just, obviously we take it step by step. I just can't wait for this off-season, grinding in this off-season. This off-season is going to be a big one. So I just feel like I'm itching to get back onto the field. I'm itching onto it, but like you said, like, this season, obviously, I feel like God had this season the way it was for a reason. I remember our head coach, Coach D. I should have worn the shirt actually. He gave everyone shirts of saying, "Please count us out," because I feel like ever since the season started, they just kept on counting us out. Obviously, when we lost by a field goal to Oregon, everyone just thought like maybe Boise State isn't a good team. And then obviously now we're week in, week out, we're beating teams, and people think like, oh, we're just not playing competition. But if you watch the games, you know, like, a lot of these Mountain West teams are actually good. You know, they're actually good, and we're still beating them. You know, and we held our own when we played Oregon, and Oregon just lost to Ohio State. So I feel like, in terms of them, just at the end of the day, they're always going to count us out, you know. So just at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is.
So yeah, unfortunately, you lost the Fiesta Bowl, the college playoff quarterfinal there to Penn State. Who's your pick for the final? Who's your pick for the championship?
Realistically, I don't really care who wins.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sorry.
You're looking after your own business.
Yeah, I don't really care who wins. I'll be honest with you. I wish it was Boise State, but yeah, I don't really know who's gonna win.
I'm just excited to see the expanded one, especially for the rest of your college career. Just keep going and going, because it's one thing to say this, but I think for a lot of people over here, it does raise the interest level. Obviously, when you got Irish guys going out as well, it makes it even bigger as well, which is great to see. But certainly, when we're sitting at the time of recording and we've got 2 semis to come now and a final, I think for players as well, like it's just, you've got bowl games, you've got and I guess every college has a big rivalry game as well. So there's just another thing to add to the CV and something that you want to get. I mean, if you had to give yourself one target in 25, outside of winning a national championship, just a personal target, have you any in your mind, or are you still very much in the
personal target in terms of, is it a personal target team or
personal target for yourself and your career? I guess with with Boise State as well.
Obviously, with this new year, this next season we're coming in, this is going to be our last. I believe it's our last season in the Mountain West. Okay. Before we move into the Pac-12. So really, my goal is really just making sure we win that. Hopefully we win that, and then hopefully we are going to win it. So winning the Mountain West this new season coming up, and then making the playoffs again, and keep proving everyone wrong. Keep proving them wrong. Count us out, but we're going to keep proving you wrong. We're going to keep proving you wrong.
I love that. Your head coach, Spencer Danielson, what was it like playing for him this year?
That's my guy. I love him. He's also the main reason why I committed to Boise State. Because at the time when I went to Boise State, the previous head coach was there, and he got fired during my visit. But my whole time at the visit, Coach D was the defensive coordinator, and he showed me a lot of love. So when the head coach got fired and they announced Coach D as the interim head coach, I remember the call I had with him, and I was just thinking like, what's gonna happen? Because obviously interim head coach doesn't mean he has the job, and I'm just thinking like, do I even still have my commitment at this point? He's just saying like, yeah, just trust in me, trust in God, and I just said, all right. I haven't committed when he was even before he got the head coach job. I committed. I prayed on it a lot, and then obviously once he got the head coach job, they won the 2023 Mountain West Championship. And obviously getting there and seeing the type of guy he is, he loves all his players, and he uplifts every single one of us. So he's an amazing guy. He is.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that makes such a difference, like, in especially college football. I think you need that love from the head coach, don't you? Or any of your coaches, your coordinators, your line coach, whatever it might be. The student athlete kind of lifestyle is notoriously hectic. How have you managed that? Like, are you studying stuff as well? When do you squeeze that in?
It's not easy. I'm gonna tell you that it's not. Having to be able to manage training, watching film, your own personal training and studies, it's not easy. But at the end of the day, this is what I signed up for. I knew I was going to be a student before I'm an athlete. If my grades aren't good, I'm not going to step onto that field. So same way I'm grinding in the field, same way I'm grinding in the film room, same way I'm grinding in the classroom. And I feel like that's where a lot of upcoming athletes don't understand that. They feel like football is just going to get them out, but no, you still have to go to school. You still have to take them exams, to have to do the pop quizzes or whatever. So basically the same way I'm grinding off field, same way I'm grinding in the classroom. So it's not easy, but at the end of the day, nothing in this world is easy. So yeah, basically just like that.
For a lot of people listening, when they think of the NFL offseason, they think of OTAs and different things. What's it like for you over the next few months? So you're obviously back home here for a little while. When do you go out again, and when does that start? Because I see different colleges have spring games. I know I've seen one last year with Notre Dame and stuff. Is that the same at Boise State, or
so there's a spring game for, I feel like it's I won't say every school, because I know one of my friends doesn't have one, but I think a lot of Division I school programs have spring games. Really, you just go through spring training, and the spring game is obviously the last practice. So yeah, Boise State, we do have a spring game. We had one. I think they always have one every year. So there's going to be another one this year too, and I believe it's also televised too. I believe.
Check it out.
It's within your own team. It's Boise State v Boise State, essentially, isn't it? Like blue v orange, probably.
It's just literally just kind of like practice, defense versus offense. Like, it's literally just like practice.
Just a sort of top quality scrimmage.
And then fans obviously come out too. So
cool. Yeah. And have you any ideas of like a major or anything that you're going to declare for?
So right now I'm declared for, it's called interdisciplinary studies. So it's basically just a whole bunch of different minors in which I study. like I studied business and communications. So that's basically the major I study.
Cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, to come in these doors to Dartmoor Park at 18 and to actually achieve what you've achieved already, with so much more to come now, is amazing. For anybody listening to this, male or female, from Belfast or around Northern Ireland or anywhere close to here, have you any advice that you would give them in terms of if they ever wanted to try and give the sport a go?
My best advice would just be dedication. Because at the end of the day, playing football, doing anything you want to do in this life, it's not going to be easy, and you just have to be dedicated. Especially even playing for the Trojans, they only train Sundays, so it's really only one practice a week. So you have to be dedicated to being able to put your own training in during the week. So really, I'll just say be dedicated, and just at the end of the day, just give it a shot. That's what I did. I just woke up one day and I just said, look, let me just give this thing a shot, see where it ends up to. So you never know.
And that dedication as well, like it's -2 degrees I think tonight here in centigrade, and the guys were out on Sunday, weren't they, producer Dave? So I mean, they were out in the freezing cold. So again, Idaho, that probably got pretty cold in the winter. And
when I got there in January, oh, this is bad. When I got there in January, this is when we started winter workouts. We were training outside. So it's something called fourth quarter. So this is near the ending of winter workouts, like I think the last 2-3 weeks or something. So they have us outside doing mat drills, rolling around in the snow, doing up and downs in the snow. It was. I remember when we were doing all of that, I'm thinking like, why did I come here? Why? And mind you, our head coach, he's the one in the snow, turning us around, and that's the main reason why. Because you don't have a lot of head coaches that are active with their team. Like even sometimes, like he would even play running back for the scout team, if he wants to give us a good look, which is hilarious seeing him play running back. But I feel like it's amazing. Just it does get cold out there too. It does get cold out there.
How many years of eligibility do you have left in Boise?
So I still have 4 years. So I'm a redshirt freshman. So I still have 4 years.
So I was gonna say I was gonna think, okay, if you had 2 or 3, it's unlikely you might have a chance to do this based on the schedule already. How cool would it be to play in Dublin if you had the chance?
If I had the chance to play back in Dublin, that would be huge.
Yeah,
that would be huge. Like I'm even if that ever happens, that would be huge.
Michael, you gotta get on the Spencer down. That would be huge.
I will push down, do whatever I can. I will say I can imagine it now because I've seen a load of Trojans lads at the game from the sideline at the last time, and I can imagine you running out with like a Trojans.
That would be huge.
Helmet or something on. It would be pretty awesome.
That would be huge.
Look, it would be great if it happened. Look, who knows? Just keep praying and keep going and see what happens.
Yeah, man. I mean, who knows where this could take him? Yeah, 4 more years. So you're redshirt this year.
Redshirt freshman.
Just explain what redshirt means for anybody who's not sure.
So redshirt basically. You have up to 4 games that you play. If you play any more than 4, you can still keep your eligibility of that 1 year. So you still have that 1 year. Your 1 year wasn't taken away from you, so you still have 4 years.
And redshirt, you're sort of mostly, you don't really play much game time. You're sitting watching mostly.
Not really. You're also playing as well too, but like I said, you only have 4 games. So if you play any more than 4, your redshirt is gone. And obviously, I think I played exactly 4. Because I had guys ahead of me. I had like 3-4 seniors ahead of me. So that was also a good way too, because I learned a lot from them. The seniors I left, Herb, Mike, Sheldon, learned a lot from them guys before they left. So it's also good being a freshman getting in. As soon as you get in, you learn as much as you can from the seniors before they leave.
Does hazing happen in college football as well, or is it just the NFL?
Does what?
Hazing, where like they get the new guy. I mean, a guy walking in from Ireland as well. Like, how do the guys take to you, and were they good fun as well?
They just took me in as a brother. They didn't really. It was actually quick on how quick they took me in as a brother. Because I'm really the type of guy that keeps to myself. But especially in the D-line room, you're gonna open up quick. You're gonna open up quick on all the jokes they're gonna pass around in that room. Yeah. So.
Didn't have to like stand up and sing a song in the locker room or anything.
I don't think I had to do that. No, I don't think I had to do that.
Didn't even do that here at the Trojans.
I did that at the academy though.
Okay.
At the academy, but Nah, we did. Yeah, there were some things that rookies had to do at Boise State. Well, there are some things that we had to do too.
All right, we'll keep this PG.
Keep it,
Don't get yourself into any kind of trouble here. It's a family show, folks. So yeah, being so far from home, and as Michael said, like Idaho, you're going West Coast. For people watching in Ireland, I think most of your games were like 3 a.m. kickoffs. It was like maybe hard for people to see a lot of games. But did you feel support from home?
Yeah, I think I did. Because even sometimes whenever I check the comments because Boise State they'll post a picture or a graphic and it says BSU fans or whatever, let us know where you're tuning in from. And then I used to always see like people tagging me and then probably posting the Irish flag or something like that. So that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like as you said as well, right at the start, like I think you still hear from guys at the Trojans and stuff, and that brotherhood kind of supporting you, like it's class. Did you have, I mean, I know you said you're in the grind, you got that love from your coaches and stuff. That first snap on the field in actual gameplay and at D1 college, did you have any nerves?
My first snap I think was against Portland State. I remember when they called my name too. They said, Lopez, you're going in. I feel like as soon as they called my name, my heart kind of dropped, but as soon as I got in and I just got into the groove of it, I was like, yeah, this is where I belong. And I feel like the only thing I just don't, when I play, I just don't think. I like to just play, because when I start to think, that's when I start to mess up, do things I'm not meant to do. So I just played, and it wasn't really nerves, but it was just knowing, especially looking around in the crowd and just knowing like, wow, this is amazing.
I spoke to Andy and asked him if there was one game he has it circled next year. Obviously, he said every game, but that game for Boston College against Notre Dame for him is one. For a guy with Boise State, as you said, final year in the Mountain West, is there a game that you've circled that you're really looking forward to, or is it just every game?
Is it this upcoming season?
Yeah.
Really, it's every game. Everyone is going to have to see us. Doesn't matter who, but I know we play Notre Dame this upcoming season too, so...
Interesting.
Come on.
It would be interesting if they won it as well and then came in and then Lopez was on the field and done something there. It would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's got definite extra kind of, because they're fighting Irish and there's such a
that'd be great as
connection.
Well. It's great to think now going into this year next year, and then please God the year after as well, to think that we're going to be able to put the TV on and see a guy that play for the Trojans playing college. Like that is, come on, that's really, really cool.
Come on, let's do it.
And it's like, it's a precedent. I think that's what we said that day that you were here, whenever you got your shirt, your jersey and stuff, and you took that away and we sort of celebrated you a wee bit. It's set a precedent. You've set a precedent. You're a trailblazer, which is just awesome. And yeah, look, man, thanks so much for coming in to do this Trojan Talk podcast as we're getting this up and running, and it's been such a joy to kind of tie up the schedules here to be able to have you on. So yeah, is there any final words you have for any Trojans fans or any Irish American football fans that are watching?
Not really. Just if you're thinking of ever playing American football, join the Belfast Trojans.
I like it.
That's it.
I like it. Cool. Lopez, thank you so much. Michael, thanks for joining me tonight. Guys, thanks for tuning in, watching wherever you are, or listening wherever you are. And yeah, keep your eye out on socials for when the next episode of Trojan Talk will be available. Keep an eye on Michael's socials as well. Where can we find you, Michael?
Just changed your username last week, PF Ireland, but more so, go follow this man as well. And I'll be tuning into all this Boise State stuff like a fanboy next year. But thank you very much as well for the opportunity.
Can we find you on socials, Lopez?
Just search up my name, Lopez Sanusi. It'll come up.
Awesome. All right, folks, we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining into Trojan Talk, and join us again.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.